Well, America, we're out here at Quartzsite. I went into town to get cleaned up, take a shower, get some more water and all that. And last year I was out here at Quartzsite and I run across this guy in a Peterbilt, a truck driver. He's a retired truck driver and he has a really unique setup. I mean, it's something that maybe some of you have thought about but never did, or well, this is it. And it's even neater, it's an antique. Check this out. Aha! That is a 1965 Peterbilt 351. It was a single screw. It's a single screw now. It was a twin screw. What does a twin screw mean? That means it had the twin axles in the back. In other words, 8 tires back here. This truck only has 4, as you can see. And I'm trying to keep the owner, he doesn't want to be on camera, so I'm trying to keep him out of the camera here. Let's see, let's get about right. Oh, it's right where the bush is. So anyway, there it is. It's a 351 Peterbilt. It's a 1965. It has a butterfly hood instead of the clamshell hood. Let's see. Instead of the clamshell hood that opens like this, it has butterflies like the old Model Ts had and stuff. And it's a hinge up on the roof. Let's check this out. It's a hinge up on the roof, and then there's a hinge on the side, and then you take these clips off right here, and this whole thing piano hinges up, and you can get to the engine that way, but the fender stays where it's at. But man, this is, in the trucking world, this is like the holy grail. This is the truck to have. They don't ride that good. They're old school technology, but they are highly sought after. This is the equivalent of a 53 Corvette, okay, or 65 Stingray or something like that. And it's called a needle nose. As you can see, it's got a real narrow. The radiator is really narrow compared to a modern truck, and it is something else. And he's sitting over behind, so I'm going to try to keep him out of frame here. But here's the cab inside. Where are we at on color here? I think that's about as good as you get, I think. Oh, there we go. That's an antique. Now it's been modified. It has a more modern engine. Now it's been modified. It has a more modern engine, and it's got a modern transmission. Back in the day, it had and this is also a train horn right here, just like mine. So, but back in the day, that truck would have had a small, like a 300 horsepower 290, what they called a shiny 290. I don't know what it had, but that's the type of motor it would have had, a little shiny 290, 290 horse. Today's modern engines are 600 horse. Mine's a 550. So they've come a long way in horsepower. But it had a twin stick. In other words, it had 2 gear shifts. And what you'd have is a 5-speed transmission, just like in a pickup or something. Much stronger, of course, because it's a commercial, commercial quality. But then right behind it, you'd have another 4-speed. So you put it into second gear, and you could pick 4 divisions of that second gear. You put it into third gear, and you had 4 divisions of that. So if you had a 5 and a 4, you had an equivalent of 20 gears, 20 forward gears, and you had 4 reverses. So you had reverse, and you could cut it by 4. Anyway, they call that a twin stick, and very few people know how to drive those these days. That used to be the standard back then, but now modern transmissions, some of them are automatic nowadays. So this is very old school, and I'm just tickled to death to get it on film because you don't see them very much anymore. You go to truck shows and you'll see them, but out here in the desert pulling a 5th-wheel RV, the man's living in style. Anyway, I'm gonna lock her up and I'm gonna get back out to the campground.